Okay, on the truck, today I'm gonna be doing some interior work. So I already took that like big mat out that was already in there. It was nasty. It was all ripped up. But I'm gonna be taking the seat out, cleaning up the whole ground, and then I'm gonna be throwing in this kicker, this amp, and power up like 3 of my speakers. And then I'll be throwing the wiring in. And then I have sound deadening coming. Should be here today, but I'm just gonna throw this all into like one video. So I'll be doing the sound deadening, laying that, and then I'll order my carpet soon. Be throwing that in. But yeah, I'll start taking that seat out. Now this is inside here. I already cleaned it up a little bit like last week when I took the mat out, but I'm gonna be vacuuming it and then degreasing it, trying to get it clean for that sound deadening. And then I'll probably put my amp in first because I don't even have the sound deadening yet, but yeah. So it looks like a mess right now because I was just throwing everything in, but I wired up the amp. I got power fuse coming through here. So I got power, ground, my remotes throwing up here. I'm gonna tuck all this away in a little bit. Then I got RCAs here. They're going to the back of the head unit. And then all my speaker wire here, but I cannot get them to play sound right now. I don't know what's going on, but it gets power. So I'll turn the key and head unit turns on, and then my amp's got power, but it's not sending anything to the speakers, so I don't really know what's going on yet, but I'll do some looking into. But yeah, I mean, I have the RCAs like just on the one channel going up to there's only one set of little RCAs on there, so we'll figure it out. Yeah, amp was getting power. Everything was all wired up. That's why I was confused. It was literally my head unit. There was a setting on it that was like for the RCAs in the back to be in the rear. It was on like a different setting, so it was just giving the speakers no power. But I got everything wired in. It looks like crap right now, but I just wanted to make sure that worked. And then this just came in, my little kill mat, so I'll be doing that. Can't do it right now, but it's gonna be in the same video. I'll throw all that in there, zip tie all the wires, clean it up. I do want to mount, I think I'm gonna mount my amp like somewhere up here. I'm not really sure yet. I will play around with it. I left these wires long enough for that. And then need to order the carpet, and then once all my kill mats on, throw the carpet on. I got the OEM color, so it's like the dark brown. I think it's like buckskin or something. But yeah, this is 50 square foot of the 50 mil, so that should be plenty. Got the rollers too. And yeah, this thing, that amp is crazy. It's like I literally have 2 JBL speakers right here, and then this one was already in here when I bought the truck a bit ago, but I'm gonna get 2 more like for these corners. But yeah, that amp makes these things loud. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, next clip, it'll be me throwing that sound deadening in. Ooh. Okay, I forgot to start filming earlier, but next day, just laying some of this on. It's pretty straightforward. I'm literally just peeling it and rolling it with these rollers. So then cutting out the little holes for the bolts. It's not sticking. It's not even sticking. So finished all of the sound deadening on it. I didn't film much because it's really simple. I literally just cleaned the whole thing, laid it down, and then you just roll it until all those bubbles are popping. But yeah, it's really easy. Literally just cut out all of the holes for I just did the seat bolts, and then there's like a couple other that it cut out for the like whatever computer is back there on the ground. And then I have my carpet on the way, but that's still gonna be like a week or two. So I threw the seat back in, and then I have little floor mats down. I'll show you guys what that looks like. But my original plan was to throw 2 6x9s back there, but after hooking up the amp and like setting the gain and everything, I do not need more like sound or like I don't know. It's already loud. It's already like loud enough, and it can go like really loud for just like a little single cab, and I don't need it like crazy loud. So I wanted those 6x9s for like obviously like the sound, but I don't really need the sound now, but I did want a little bit of bass. So instead, I'm running the 2 JBLs up front, and then I'm just gonna put a kicker back there and then just bridge on my 4-channel amp. So I picked up this 10-inch kicker. I'm gonna throw it behind the seat, and then that'll be all set up. Gotta tune it, and then I'll show you guys what that inside looks like now. Here's the inside. I got my little floor mat on just for now, but yeah, I have more pieces. I need to put another one there, but I did like an extra layer or 2 on like this whole trans tunnel just because it's pretty loud right there when I had nothing. But yeah, here's all the inside. Don't worry. That's gonna get fixed. That's for now. Once I get the carpet around there, and then I need to figure out how I can get carpet like here and above the speakers too. But also these 6.5-inch speakers, they're JBL like GTO, I think 629, and I had to cut out. You have to cut out a little bit of like the hole where those 4-inch speakers go, and then these things like slid. And then I have the little 1-inch speaker spacer. So you just had to cut enough for like the back of that piece to fit in there. But highly recommend that because it sounds way better than those 4-inch ones. And yo, if I can get this. Here's this speaker. It was already there when I got the truck a while ago. And I actually just blew it because it's not meant for any power going to it. But yeah, here's my amp set up back here, and then I'll be throwing the kicker right there. And then this next video I make, I'll have the carpet, and then I'll throw it in. I'll try to film a little bit more because I haven't really been filming a ton of me doing it, but yeah, it should look good. And then I do want to get the center console for that, so I'll be doing that in the future. But yep, here's my little setup now. Got that sub in here working. I had to put it in the middle because the seat kind of, it'll hit the back of it. But yeah, the setup, it sounds super good. Finally got this carpet in like 2 days ago, and I have a chance to put it in now. So my brother's gonna help me, I think, put this. I'm pretty sure I just have to cut holes for the seat belt, like the seat belts, and then cutting a hole for that. But I don't really know what the plan is for that shift boot. I think I'm gonna take it off. I want to get the center console still, but that shift boot might just have to be like underneath it for now. But yeah, I'm just vacuuming it, clean it, and then we'll put the carpet in. Okay, I have this back piece laid in here, and I know I'm gonna have to do some cutting. I'm experimenting with this seat belt. So I literally just cut a hole in there. I tuck this side. And then over here, I'm still figuring out what to do with this amp, because I'm gonna obviously put it on top, but try and hide these wires as best as I can. I don't know, I don't really care. I guess the seat's gonna be here, but yeah, I just cut that small hole, unbolt it. I cut the hole like here, and then I slide that piece in. All right, I got these holes cut out for my seat belt, and then here I just put the amp on top, and then tuck the carpet in under here, and then I cut out a hole for my seat, and then that's also where I put my ground, so I'll have that there. And then I think I'm just gonna run all these wires like right here, and then tuck this in, and then put this little panel back on. It should cover it up, but I don't know, I'm not really like too worried about back here because my seat's gonna be over, it's gonna be covered. But yeah, this is what I have for now. I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm gonna end up trimming this, but we'll see. Maybe a little bit if it's hanging on my plastic piece here. All right, I got this back piece pretty much in. Just cut holes for the seat belt, tuck that under, threw that screw in, cut out the bench seat hole. Same with over here, because this was my ground, so I cut a pretty big one for it, sanded it down. But yeah, and then I cut a couple holes for, these are my RCA cables, so I have them running under here. Just cut a little hole for them to plug into. Same with over here for my speaker wire that goes to the sub, and then my speaker over here. And then I also, I actually might cut this a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna trim that. And then I did trim a little bit right here, so it just fits right here, but this cover goes right over it, and then I slit a hole for these wires that just run like clean right here. And I'll start putting this front in. So we got this piece under here, everything's cut out, and then I'm sliding this one over, and then we're basically just putting it right on top of the little shifter and cutting a hole. And then I'm gonna slide the boot like up through the hole that we have, so it goes over. And then pretty soon I'm getting that little center console, so it'll just bolt on around it and shouldn't be an issue. But yeah, once we get that through, I'll show you what this looks like around, and then we'll throw the seat back in. Oh, there we go. Yep. Yeah, so you just gotta get the little boot through here, and it'll cut up here. Should be good. Now we're just kind of cutting around for this little shift boot, because we need it to slide a little bit more that way. So we'll center this up, put these little trim pieces on. I might have to do a little trimming up there, but yeah, it's looking good. Here you go. Oh. Yeah, so you literally just cut, it's not that big of a hole, but yeah, we just cut that hole so we can get the shifter on, and I slid this thing underneath. And yeah, it'll move around for now because I don't have this bolted down until I get my little console. But yeah, this thing fit right over. I put the little computer over it, got this all set up, and I might trim a little bit of this, but yeah, it literally just fit like right in. I didn't even have to cut anything over there, and I've seen some people in the instructions say to cut up there, but I didn't cut anything and it fit right in. And then I threw a little screw onto this rail just so it kind of sits in a little bit more. But yeah, it'll hold it tight with the seat, and then I cut out a little hole for the bolt. Yeah, it looks good. Now I gotta figure out, those little panels do not fit here because of my 6.5-inch speakers. So I'm gonna figure out something to cover this up. But for now, I'm just gonna try and tuck those wires as best as I can. Yeah, we'll throw that seat back in. Okay, got the bench seat in. It looks really good, the carpet at least, but got it in. Trimmed up pretty much everything. It fits super nice. I got my wires tucked for the sub and the amp all good. The only thing I need to do is these kick panels right here. I have the panels that go over here, but with this 6.5-inch speaker right here, they do not fit over. So my carpet is like, I haven't really trimmed a ton here because I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, like up there. But I do kind of want to figure out something there so that it doesn't look like that. I also have my sub wires on the other side that look pretty bad, that I could not tuck like super well. Actually, I can tuck them up behind here, the carpet a little bit more, but I still want this whole panel to be covered. So let me know if you guys have any ideas or anyone's done something like that to cover it up. But yeah, next thing for the inside, I want to get either a new bench or the like bucket seats, because when I got this thing a couple months ago, this not taken care of. It's like holes, there's rips all over it, so it doesn't look super good. But at least I got the carpet, sound deadening, everything in. And yeah, let me know if you guys have anything for those sides that I could do. And then I think next video, if I make another video on this, I think I'm gonna be pulling the middle leaf spring, lowering the torsions a little bit more. I might re-index them too if they're hanging too low, but yeah, I'm gonna pull out the middle leaf, make it go like a little bit lower, then yeah, we'll go from there. I mentioned this sound system I have, it's like really cheap, and it actually is like perfect for this truck. And like if you just daily driving it or like on the weekends or whatever, I have these two JBL 629s, the GTOs. They're 6.5-inch speakers. I have those two on the front, and then those are my only speakers, like my only highs, mids. And then I got this 10-inch kicker sub. It's hooked up to a 4-channel amp, this kicker right here. So I have the speakers in the front just hooked up to the front left, front right, and then my subs hooked up to the rear. I bridge those so it's the rear channel, and this thing gets loud. Like the speakers, they can go way loud just for like this little single cab. And then my sub, I don't like a ton of bass, but this thing's turned pretty much like almost all the way down, and it still hits hard. So it's like, it sounds really good. I would play a song, but I think YouTube would just copyright it. But yeah, it sounds super good for a little budget sound system. It's like perfect for this little truck. So yeah, next videos, I think I literally just said that before, but yeah, I'll probably end up making a couple more videos on this truck.